everyone, and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. I'm Leah, and I will be doing a reading for the sign of Aries for the month of September. For you, this is a general reading, so do please keep that in mind. There may be some parts that won't resonate, only take the parts that do and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the moon in reverse, clarified by the Page of Wands. In the obstacle position, we have the Six of Wands, clarified by Justice. In the present position, we have the Ten of Cups, clarified by the Seven of Cups. And in the future outcome position, we do have the Empress, clarified by the Ace of Wands. So let's start from the beginning. It does look like you, in the last 6 months, had some circumstances happen in your life that may have created some questioning, like, hey, the universe, why is this, working out this way when I was actually hoping, for something else? The moon in reverse bodes to a questioning of faith, like, when we start to question the universe, when we start to question the divine, because there's something that we don't understand that happens in our life, and that creates confusion, that creates an emotional intensity on the inside, and uneasiness as well. Sometimes, when circumstances don't turn out as we hope, we start to kind of lose ourselves and go a little bit mad because, the rational and the logical side is too far away, and all we are is kind of consumed by emotions. And when you're in that, confusing state, you may be moving in the direction of something that is like strange to you. Sometimes we, question, like, why am I moving in this direction? This is actually not what I was hoping for. I want to move in a completely different direction. But when our emotions are kind of running wild on the inside, it's difficult to kind of control that. It's difficult to get a grasp of it in a very strong sense. The good news is this combination is in the past. This confusion, this uneasiness, this sort of questioning of why things are happening a certain way is behind you. However, you do have the Six of Wands in the obstacle position, which does tell me that although Six of Wands is a card of victory and triumph and, returning back home while everyone is standing around and sort of admiring you and publicly supporting you, sometimes when we have the Six of Wands in the obstacle position means that not everyone around you is as supportive as you believe, that sometimes that support is actually only surface level, because there's something about that victory or about that success that doesn't necessarily sit right with people. So definitely in the month of September, keep the cards close to your chest and make sure that you don't divulge too much information to people around you, so that you can protect your own peace and harmony and balance from the negative energy, from the negative vibration that may be coming towards you. Sometimes also it's important to point out that when we have the Six of Wands in the clarifying position, in the obstacle position, it could mean that sometimes people see you be a little arrogant about that victory or about that triumph. So, how things look from someone else's standpoint is also kind of important, and you might want to pay a little bit extra attention to that as you move through the month of September. In the clarifying position, we do see the Justice card, which is definitely a major arcana card that talks about lack of balance. So, try to see where you may be lacking balance in personal aspects of your life. There may be something that you're not There may be something that you're not addressing, and as a result, you may have accumulated a few people around you that have a negative vibration. When you address things and you sort of really follow that strong intuition, because the moon is all about the intuition, and when the moon's in the reverse, it's saying that you may not be really listening to your intuition, because maybe you've been really focused on achieving your goals and achieving your success, but sometimes it's also important to remember that intuition comes before success. So it's always important to listen and pay attention, because sometimes victories, are not all they seem. Sometimes when we get a victory, it's not actually what we expected to receive. So you really have to be very aware, and especially with the justice and the clarifying position, you may have made some mistakes that, again, you need to address, that you need to really seriously take a look at, so that you move forward without any type of loose ends, without any unfinished things, because sometimes not because a lot of times in life, when you have something unfinished from the past, it gets you in the future, and so you have to deal with it anyway. And so the divine here is bringing that to your attention. However, the great thing is that the month of September is going to be a very positive month for you, because you do have the 10 of Cups in the present position, which tells me that you're going to experience maybe a reunion with someone that makes you really, really happy, that you haven't seen in a while, or maybe you will be reconnecting with someone that's going to help you increase your vibration. The 10 of Cups can sometimes stand for rest as well, but it's a really positive card. It's about a wish coming true. It's about a breakthrough that you needed to have, that you needed to see, because again, you've been through quite a lot, Aries, in the last 6 months. So you definitely need the 10 of Cups to give you that breathing room, to give you that ability to reconnect with yourself, to sort your emotions, to do that work with your emotions, where you kind of sit with them and you address them, and you make sure that you understand where they're coming from, and you understand how they fit in the big picture. You also have some opportunities coming your way because of the 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups definitely suggests that you may be receiving different messages, different offers from people that are around you, but you have to be really careful about how you choose the opportunities that are presented for you, because most of them won't work. There's only one or two that's truly going to be the right fit for you. Now, in the future outcome position, you do have the Empress, clarified by the Ace of Wands. The Empress is a powerful card. She definitely brings in that status. The Empress is all about growth and abundance. So you are definitely creating growth for yourself, because you've cleared a certain area where you have already planted seeds, and now they're coming to fruition. Their rewards, are blooming. And so towards the end of the year, you will be able to kind of harvest everything that you've planted, everything that you've been able to grow. The Empress is all about abundance. She's a really positive omen, a really positive sign, that things are going to work out for you. Some of you may also experience reconciliation with people in your life. Some of you are going to be able to create, to birth something, maybe an actual human being, maybe a project, maybe You've been working on something, and now it's actually coming to, it's like being done. The Empress is a great sign, especially with the Ace of Wands and the clarifying position, because the Ace of Wands is also about growth and opportunities, and you have the ability, you're being given the ability by the divine to create. And you see that on this wand there are leaves, because it's, again, symbolizes growth, symbolizes an opportunity that you can use to create and manifest things into your life. Now I also pulled an energy oracle card for you, and we have Magician and the Mirror. So very much, you have what it takes, the resources to manifest things into your life. That's why you have the Magician appear in this spread. He holds sort of like the ice, but he also holds the fire, symbolizing balance, symbolizing harmony, symbolizing that you are the wizard in your life. You are the magician in your life. When you work with energy, and that includes your emotions, because emotions are energy in motion. And so when you work with your emotions, when you work with your energies, you have everything that you need in order to create. So, pay attention to what circumstances make you feel peaceful, and strive towards those circumstances. What circumstances make you feel kind of destabilized, and stay away from those circumstances. You are creating your life with the energy that you have at your disposal. So make sure you definitely take advantage of that, specifically in the month of September. We also have an angel and ancestor oracle card, and it is Snake, Shed Old Skin. In the ancient times, a snake was a symbol of medicine, and so it's important to realize that the snake is actually a good symbol. That a snake is actually a good symbol for you. It's a good omen for you, because it symbolizes healing. It symbolizes letting go of the old. It symbolizes manifesting something new into your life, because you're so good at letting go of the old. Sometimes I talk too much. I can't even, my words kind of get stuck in my mouth. But anyway, the snake is a great omen, that in the month of September you will be moving into a new phase of your life, into a new cycle of your life. It is rebirth, and it's going to make you feel much more fulfilled. Now, remember, there's a difference between happiness and fulfillment. A lot of times people say don't strive towards happiness, because happiness can definitely be fleeting. There is a limit to happiness, just like there is a limit to suffering. Remember, it is about working with the elements that are available to you. At the end of the day, you have a free will. There is a reason why you have a free will, because it is up to you to make a choice, which direction you're going to be going. Do you choose to, address and confront the mistakes that have been made? Do you choose to follow a path of, like an ethical path, like a moral path? Or do you choose to sort of turn your blind eye to that? It's important to remember that you're working with elements, and fire and ice are opposing elements, just like God and the devil. They're opposing elements, but you live in the world of duality. Evil has as much right to be a part of this world, just as the good has as much right to be a part of this world, and the choice lies with you. And that is why Earth is a school where you learn. You're literally like a Harry Potter in a Hogwarts. You're literally like a kid who is learning how to cast a spell, who is learning how elements interact, who is learning, how everything in our life is connected. And how do you create out of that? So remember, you don't live in the past, you don't live in the future. The only time you live in is the present. So make sure you use it to your advantage. But the month of September is looking really, really strong for you. I wouldn't really worry about the Six of Wands. The moon in reverse does worry me a little bit because I am big on following the intuition, and so when the intuition gets blocked a little bit, it's concerning. So make sure to do different rituals. Sit for 5 minutes and stare at a candle, when it's quiet, right? Without a phone, without a TV, just sit and stare at a candle. You don't, let's say you don't believe in that. So that's not going to cost you anything. That's not going, except 5 minutes of your time. But the invisible processes will be taking place on the inside. The same, you can do different rituals to create a happy work place for yourself. You can do rituals to get rid of anxiety and whatnot. But if you work with energy and you do the rituals and you go out in nature to connect with nature, if you drink plenty of water, if you meditate, all those together will be able to help you, achieve that high standard that you have set for yourself. You are here, and that is like the biggest thing that you can't forget. You were given a chance to create something, so you have already won. It's important to remember. Stop beating yourself up, because if you continue doing that, there won't be anything left of you, and that's not, going to serve anyone. When you do well, it creates a ripple effect to your neighbors, to your friends, to people you pass on the street. It's important that you have a strong voice, a strong intuition. Things that are inside of us matter the most. And so it's important to be aware of that. And I hope everyone that is listening to this message is staying safe and, following your guidance that comes from within, because there's a lot happening right now, politically, socially. We obviously just saw what happened in Maui, which is heartbreaking. So, you have to do some extra work in order to preserve your vibration. Otherwise, it can kind of create more confusion and create more internal unnecessary turmoil. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe. Please leave a comment if that's not too difficult. I really love reading comments. And also, don't forget to, check me out on Instagram. I really greatly appreciate that. Thank you.